live on YouTube.
Live on YouTube. The tube for you. Two. YouTube. Tube. Hi. Alright, let's see where we at. You got YouTube check. Hey, y'all over here looking at my fridge. Don't worry about that. That's gonna have to work.
Don't worry about my eggs.
Hey Chris, I'm wearing your favorite shirt, homie. So these guys again.
Yo.
What's going on? Is it Aaron?
How we doing?
Can we see from that far? We need to scoot it up. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
probably
fine.
scoot that
I
up.
think as far as I know what. Boom.
All right. We need y'all closer.
Come closer to us. Here, scoot towards you. There you go. Waking up late on that Cali. Hey, that's what happens when you work from home, man. You do wake up late. What's up, Crypto Q?
Yeah. Or you wake up early, do some stuff, and then look up and realize, yeah.
All right. Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 8. 8 episodes already, and it has been a whirlwind. I appreciate you all. We both appreciate you all coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay.
And we are here with another episode of Gentlemen of Crypto. As I said already, had to say it twice. First things first, let's go ahead and give away that free crypto from yesterday. The winner was Alberto Martel. He basically said that, or he or she, I'm not sure. He said the U.S. and China will be the big Bitcoin fighters coming up in the next coming years, and that there's a couple other countries, like Russia's playing both sides, and possibly India might jump in to help drive the price with FUD. So,
And I will say India just came out with some news today. They actually are looking at regulating it. So.
Another one.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, thanks for that comment, Alberto. Thanks for everybody's comments. We see them all. We respond when we can, and for sure, I hope you enjoy the free Bitcoin. We know it's only a few bucks, but it'll be worth something here in another couple of months, so don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so today, of course, we are still talking about some of the same things. We're going to get a little bit into more detail with a few. But as we've seen, the exchanges. What's going on with these Chinese exchanges?
It's been the theme this whole week. This is literally like
this is China's week.
Yeah, this is 2013 all over again. And the best part is, back then there wasn't as much investor sentiment. There wasn't as many people invested in the economy. Most people didn't even know what in the world Bitcoin was. I remember I would say the word, and most people would say Bitcoin or what? What'd you say? A crypto? What? All right, whatever. But now a lot of people are more educated. A lot of people have seen what happened this week. A lot of newcomers, and they've seen like this is bull. Like nobody cares, and it's pretty much the end of FUD season, as I would say, where you have a forced price drop. This isn't organic at all. There isn't Bitcoin. Yeah, and there is no actual real technical reason for it to drop other than a small correction, which we saw because as soon as it hit 3,000, it went right back to where it was from 6 hours earlier. So we literally had the biggest
Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Okay.
Yep. We literally had yesterday the biggest one-day drop in Bitcoin history, $710 worth, and then today we're already up $750 worth.
So once again, we always tell people to hold on tight. The people who are selling out of fear or what's causing the market to like be destroyed, just hold. And it's funny you said we had the biggest price drop in history in the last 24 hours, and then one of the biggest gains, whatever, at the same time. And then I will tell you all that gain, literally, I think $500 happened in a span of minutes. I was online this morning, kind of like checking the emails, see what's going on, checking all the apps to see what Bitcoin and crypto news. And then literally I saw the price this morning at like, I think it was like, 3,100 or something.
Yeah.
I clicked a couple of pages, and within 2 or 3 or 4 minutes, I clicked back because I was like, you know what? I was thinking about longing it, honestly. And two things happened this morning. First thing is Kraken went down. Don't think we weren't going to call you out, Kraken. Kraken, the exchange, went down this morning when the price started going higher. People were going crazy because everyone wanted to get in quick and get those long orders in to go long on and make some a lot of money back. Kraken went down, of course, and by the time I was able to log on to Kraken, within like 5 or 10 minutes, the price literally went from 3,100 to like 3,550, 3,600. Like I watched it happen. So welcome to the world of crypto.
Absolutely, man. It's exciting, and I believe it was Lop on Twitter who said when you're on a roller coaster, the only bad thing is when you jump off. So if you don't jump off,
true. Yeah.
If you don't jump off, you won't die. And I know a lot of people abandon the ship. Actually, been getting text messages.
Somebody brought the Alfredo sauce on the fry. You all are funny.
Yeah. Just hold when everything's on. Yeah. I've been getting text messages all week man, I'm gonna sell my Bitcoin now. What should I do? And I'm like, this is the exact wrong time to do it.
Sell them to me.
Sell them to me. Yeah, that's fine. I'll buy them at a 2,500 clip.
Right. Somebody just said something about they just entered the Bitcoin market, crypto market 2 weeks ago. They said it was like a bad time. No, this is the perfect time because if you just entered the market in these last 2 weeks and you're buying at these prices, beautiful. You're doing great right now.
Yeah.
Like you're way ahead of the curve. Like I said, we honestly expected the prices to be up even further at this time. But you remember we said yesterday how the U.S. snuck in that debt ceiling raise
Friday night.
until they snuck it in Friday night. They said that they're going to go ahead and raise the debt ceiling until December, and they'll rediscuss it then. Of course, they say it was because of Hurricane Irma and the impending hurricane at the time of or the one that just hit Florida as well. So they they raised the debt ceiling, but if they had not done that, then we would have been seeing higher prices already. So,
What's he talking
is it me pointing? Who's pointing? Am I
I don't
pointing?
know. I guess we pointed at him to me.
We're emphatic.
Can't help it.
So a couple things on China in general.
Thanks for that, Inca.
Oh, hey.
What's going on, man?
One of the things about China that's worth noting. We getting really involved in the crypto side of things, but you're forgetting the big picture. All right, China said a long time ago, I think it was with Mao Zedong in this quotation or something. He said China's fighting a 100-year war. That's where their leaders think. Their leaders think we are fighting a 100-year war against whoever. I won't say any countries, whoever, but they're fighting a 100-year war, and because of that, some of the things they do right now, while it might not make sense, or they could even be bad strategic decisions, they're looking down the next 50 to 100 years in the position they'll be in, if they'll be able to win these wars they plan on fighting. I say that because, of course, the moves China are making look crazy to us, but realistically, they're not the worst moves. I mean, if anything, it is going to affect their credibility, which clearly they don't care about. But it's not the worst move because China, even though they're banning or getting rid of exchanges, whatever you want to call it, quote unquote, of course to drive the price down. What we're forgetting is also they're some of the biggest miners in the entire world, which means they're going to keep mining Bitcoin. They're not shutting that down. Bitcoin's not illegal there. Yeah. It's the exchanges they're shutting down because people are taking that Bitcoin and taking their money from the Bitcoin, the yuan or whatever they call it, and they're turning it into Bitcoin and then they're pushing it out the country. They want to stop that outflow of their capital leaving the country, so they're shutting down the exchanges. You got that one?
Yep. We're going to talk, not tomorrow, not how much you could. Nah, man, we're talking about today's money. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we can talk about the future, we can talk about the past, but in the present day right now, you are in a good spot. China's done what they're going to do, and if they have to go a whole entire week shutting down exchanges and telling you, we're going to shut down it, and it didn't really drop. I mean, because 35-40% drop is nothing in crypto. I don't know how long some of you have been in it, but this is pretty much a little bit larger than usual correction. But in the past, last time China did it, the price dropped, I believe, 86% over the course of a few weeks. The time in 2015, it dropped about 50, and this time it was about 42. So at this point, before 2018, anytime before 2018, I think is a good time to get in because once that FUD is gone, people stop believing it. The price is going to be pretty bullish, very bullish in my opinion. So, absolutely good time. If you just got in, as I call it, if you lost money, that's basically the tuition.
Right? Everybody's lost money in crypto. You're not. No one's special. When people say they lost a lot of money, believe me, you're not special. All right. Like a lot of people have lost a ton of money. Oh, yeah. I lost a ton of money, so everybody's lost a ton of money.
Yeah, everybody's,
that's tuition. That is literally the learning curve. You're learning on the go, and think of it as paying, like you said, paying tuition, paying for a class, paying for a course. Yeah. I got a crash course in cybersecurity this year. Trust me. So
you learn real quick. You learn a lot of stuff real quick in crypto.
Yeah. So patience is big. One of the things I saw a guy comment on one of the crypto articles I can't remember, it probably was on Cointelegraph or something like that, but I do want to attribute him because this was his thought, but I just want to expand upon it. This guy named Zach Sand, and his whole point was remember how we got here, remember how we got the Bitcoin in general. Bitcoin wasn't just invented because everything was going great in life and it was let's try to disrupt the entire financial system of the world for like the first or second time in history of it ever being done. That's not how it happened. It happened because in 2008, a lot of untrustworthy bankers, government officials, politicians, etc., damn near collapsed the entire international financial market. From there, From there, birthed Bitcoin. But You know, when that happened, none of these guys were arrested. No one's put in jail. In fact, people actually got paid more after it happened.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons I say that, I mean, it's key to note because no one, we said it yesterday, no one wants none of the status quo people want the entire financial system to change because it will affect them directly. So it's one of those things, when I see what's going on in China, even in the U.S., when they're talking about taxing and regulation, Russia, all these places where they're saying, like right now China's saying exchanges are illegal. Well, if they told you your freedom was illegal, what would you do for that? Because that's what they're basically telling you. They're telling you, no, we're not going to allow you to control your own money. No, we're not going to allow you to control your own X, Y, and Z. So the key note to remember is that governments, they're willing to do whatever it takes to maintain that status quo.
Oh, yeah.
Governments will throw you in jail. They will, you know, hopefully it never happens, but they will kill people. You know, historically, governments have killed more of their own people than anyone else. Which is why it's always funny when people talk about, you know,
terrorism.
Yeah, terrorism, race, this and that. I'm like, the government's gonna be wanting to kill you, not these other people.
Yeah, they have more control over your life than anybody else. So yeah.
So I mean, the thing to note is that, you know, like I said, the cat's out of the bed. Crypto's here. Whether Bitcoin stays or go is at this point is irrelevant. The fact you need to start keying in on is that, you know, you need to get more people on board. Whenever we go out, what's the first thing we ask anybody?
Yeah, do y'all accept Bitcoin?
Y'all accept Bitcoin.
Yeah.
We go to clubs and ask club owners and bartenders if they accept Bitcoin. Like, and that kind of goes into the price of it because the more people know, the more people start to understand this is your freedom, the higher that price goes up.
All right, so a couple things. First thing, I think Crypto Q said, what got us into Bitcoin? So since we're talking about what got us into it or why, remembering why you got into it. I got into it. I actually learned about Bitcoin from a banker, which is the great yin and yang of life. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things where you can get good out of bad, bad out of good. He literally came, he was my roommate at the time, just graduated college. He came home and was like, it's this thing called Bitcoin. I don't really know what it is. You're more technical than me. I said, you know, you can go look it up yourself. And the way he said it, the fact that bankers didn't like it, I was drawn to it immediately because I was already on the I don't like banks tip. I was in college when the collapse happened. You know, my tuition went skyrocket. You know what I mean? We were right in the middle of it. So I was already on that wave. And when he said that, I was like, well, I'll definitely look into it at that point. And that's how I got into it. Saw Max Kaiser's videos, saw Winklevoss videos, and the rest was history. Read the white paper, and the rest was history. Absolutely. And remembering why I got in it is to establish self-sufficiency and generational wealth. So that's the reason I got into it. I think long-term trading is a great tool, but overall, most of the stuff that we do now is based on that. So, second, somebody asked about Neo. Was that Chris?
Yeah, Chris, yeah. He said he was joking, but he said Neo's going to drop down to 475. They're going to rebrand it Ant Shares.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on? Info Noobs Bitcoins.
Yeah,
is that Noobs and Bitcoins?
Yeah. What's up? But yeah, it's to me, that's the reason I got into it. And then Neo, going towards that, just to give you a quick jump on that, bought into it actually lower than 50. I don't know where you got the 58 number at, but I got it at I think 490 sats a while back. So, and then before that, it was like 20 something. So I don't know where that 58 came from, but yeah, Neo's a good one to look at for future. It's Chinese if you want to. I mean, it's dropped tremendously from its high, but most cryptocurrencies have dropped. We're in a basically capitulation part where it's bear, bull every other week. So you see people buying it up right now. So make your own decision, but Neo is definitely Chinese. So, and
I know you all want to hear about prices and how to make your money and what what some would consider a 48-hour bear market, basically. But the opportunities are out there for sure. So, one of the things I want you to know is we always tell people, do your due diligence, get in some of these chat rooms, get in some of these forums. That is where the information internationally is going. Yeah. And I can give you one that I jumped on a couple of days ago. That paid out some good dividends in literally 48 hours. It might still do it, and that was DAR. DAR, I forgot what it stands for. See, I didn't even know. I did a little bit of homework on it, but the basis of it is that
charts.
Yeah, they were burning. I think today actually they're burning like half their coins or some of their unused coins. Mm-hmm. So because they're burning their coins, that makes it becomes more scarce. It makes the price go up. So literally, DAR went up like I think 50 or 60% in the last 24 to 48 hours. Mm-hmm. So there are opportunities like that. Trig had another one, TRIG. Same thing. They're talking about burning some of their tokens. That jumped up. Here, I'll give you all a big one that might come up. And once again, do your own due diligence. We are not professionals. We're not financial experts. But one that's coming up that may make, it's already made a lot of people a lot of money, honestly, for the past 5 days. So once again, do your own due diligence because it's pretty high right now. But it's Cloak Coin. They're saying Cloak might be the next Monero. They're saying it's better than Monero. That's what they claim. But right now, no one knows because they haven't been able to look at some of their software and their coding. Well, Cloak said they're going to become open source this month, I think in a couple of weeks or a week or so. Mm-hmm. And once that coding or whatever, I don't know, I don't know the technical terms, people, but once it becomes open source, that means it's open to the entire world, such as Bitcoin and the blockchain, and anyone in the world now, hackers, white hat hackers, all these people can dig into the code and try to find bugs. Yeah. So if they go do that after they release their open source technology and they don't find any, in this, and Cloak Coin is as good as they say when it comes to privacy and not anonymity. Am I saying that right? Anonymity. I can never say it right. If it is, I know, right? If it is as good as they say they are, which will be tested here soon, then expect that price to greatly increase. So right now, it's already double than what it was about 4 or 5 days ago. I think it's sitting around $11 this morning. $10. It was going from like $7 to $11 up and down. So once again, is it high already? Yes. Has it jumped already in the last 4 or 5 days? Astronomically, yes. But in a week and a half, 2 weeks,
for a good entry point.
Right. In a couple weeks, if they do, once they release open source software and everybody digs in and they say, wow, this is that good, then technically or possibly it may mirror Monero on their prices, which I think is at $98 or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I will say, as far as speaking about freedom and Bitcoin, one of the biggest ways freedom is shown is through completely anonymous cryptocurrencies. Because Bitcoin is pseudonymous, meaning
Bitcoin is anonymous.
It's as anonymous as you want it to be. Right. For those of you who are early on who had private key.txt and wallet.dat files, and you could send it anonymously through a VPN. Those days are pretty much over for most people because most consumers have no clue what you're talking about. I was going to say they don't know how to do it. Like even what I just said, some people are like, a what with a what? That exactly. Those days are pretty much over. So most people are going through exchanges, going through
Nice, Antonio.
Packs for local Bitcoins, Uphold, whatever. So it is pseudonymous, but anonymous coins like Monero, Cloak Coin, these coins are becoming more popular.
Those are the real cryptocurrencies.
Exactly. So if people really have this scare about Bitcoin being regulated, or I think somebody said Bitcoin, they think it was created by the NSA to track everybody. If you have that fear, fine. Use anonymous coins. That's the best part about cryptocurrency. The floodgates have been open. Pivx, have to do more on that, but some good stuff. But
I made money with Pivx already this year, but I didn't hold it only because there was some other stuff going on as far as some other coins I want to jump to. I think. Oh, thank you, appreciate that. No, we gotta do more due diligence on Pivx again, see where they're at with their roadmap and everything. But just off the top of my head, I would say while it could be a very good project, it's not one of the top ones for me right now for some of the homework I've done.
No,
so
not for me at all.
Yeah.
There are a few, but that's not.
And it's starting to get ridiculous to the point, we're trying to keep up with ICOs coming out, old coins, new
somebody
coins.
Asked about that too.
Yeah, I saw the ICOs.
Any good ICOs? No.
There's some good ones to make a quick, if you buy now upon their release, there's a couple of them where you very may well possibly make a quick flip within 24, 48 hours. Yeah. But most of these ICOs, I see them taking at least, like the newer ones, they're going to take months. I mean, they're getting even more, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word. They're getting more intricate. Because a lot of the basic ICOs are already out. So now people are trying to figure out how to make it even more detailed, which takes longer for them to make a profit.
Floyd Mayweather, he just he got his another ICO. How many he's done? 3 now? Yeah, he's up to 3 so far.
I thought he did stocks.
He did stocks. He did one after that. And then now he's doing Central Card. Yeah, he was in Beverly Hills shopping with cryptocurrency.
Whoever wrote, somebody get this to Money Mayweather. Love the guy, think he's a great boxer. Well, I won't say I don't know him, so I won't say love the guy. I love his boxing ability. But somebody please tell him that he's buying, what do you say, I'm in Beverly Hills buying stuff with Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah, like what?
What are you talking about, man?
Yeah, it's just, I feel bad for some of these people that bought when they heard about celebrities buying it at like 4,400, 46. They just kind of irrationally just like, oh yeah, if they're buying it, I'll get it.
Since when do you take your financial advice?
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that ever. But the fact that they got you to buy their bags, I'm sure they got some good money off of it. But overall, it's just, like I said, the Central Card ICO is coming up. The ICOs, I'm not really big into them right now. What's the next thing when ICOs? In my opinion, smart contracts. I think right now there's a lot of people working on Solidity through Ethereum. A lot of people working on GoBeak through Ubeek platform. Neo is a smart contract platform. Waves. There's so many. And I know Noobs in Bitcoin. She's working on smart contracts probably as we speak. But that's the next big thing, because whenever you can have a way to transfer money or to confirm payments anyway in seconds and for less value, and you can basically cut out the fat that's involved with closing on a house or purchasing a car or commercial real estate. That's huge for the industry, because nothing is better to a business owner than saving money and efficiency. And it doesn't matter how they get there, if it's cryptocurrency or if it was something else. If I can save money and time, and I can fire some of these people I don't like, bring it on. And that's what smart contracts are going to enable.
So we got a lot of new people, especially on the Facebook. I know there's a lot of new people, as well as I Go Live. Tell them what a smart contract is.
Okay, so a smart contract is an agreement between two or more parties to establish a payment based on transfer of whatever. It could be a couch, it could be a TV, it could be whatever. You form this community, you set the rules on it, and most smart contracts are based off the software lingo, which is basically if this, then that. So if they do this, then this contract executes that. So in a nutshell is, if you put this amount in escrow, 1 Bitcoin in escrow, you agree to purchase this good. You say, yes, I agree to it. The contract executes, and you receive your money, and they receive their goods based on whatever
the
system you have, whatever pre-agreed.
So if you and I were bet like on a basketball game or something, and we say, hey, we bet $100 on this basketball game, there's a way to put this in the contract that says, no matter what happened, we're both putting our $100 in this escrow account, and by digitally on the computer, it's going to figure out, all right, who won the game, and this is where the money goes. So that quick.
Yeah, say for instance you rigged a PS4 to have a smart contract for 2K, where if you won the game in 2K, whichever player's controller won will receive the Bitcoin or receive the cryptocurrency for winning. That's essentially what that smart contract executes, without us having to sit down, sign it, and then me have to give him the cash. Because what if I just run out the door, or whatever security reasons people have for contracts. If you leave and they can't find you, it doesn't matter. Software is more reliable than people. And once you realize that, Bitcoin becomes way more interesting and enticing to you, because you can trust people all you want. People make mistakes. Software that's open source and been vetted doesn't. So
especially when you have the whole, the entire international community vetting that software. It's not like it's not just
people in the world.
Yeah, and that's what. So even let's go back a little bit further, because we are talking about just Bitcoin in general. What are cryptographers? So cryptographers came up with Bitcoin. What are cryptographers? In layman's terms.
In layman's terms, the ability to encrypt information and decrypt information. So whenever you send a payment in Bitcoin, someone on the network has to decrypt what you just sent. All right.
Happy Friday.
If they do, they receive Bitcoin. Cryptography, the reason it's called cryptocurrency, is based around that aspect. That when you send a payment, it's verified based on cryptography and your private key being verified as well. So it's basically just encryption and decryption.
How many cryptographers would you say are in the entire world?
100. It's maybe 15 expert cryptographers. So it's not something that's very, very common. It's extremely hard to learn. I read a couple of chapters of a book one time, and I had to go take a nap. My head was hurting. It's a lot. It really is. But once you get it down to a point where it works and you can see how it works, you can start to understand how it works with Bitcoin. So
and the reason why I brought that point of view is because literally the smartest people in the entire world came up with this system.
Smart.
Is it perfect? No, it's brand new. Of course, it's going to be kinks to be worked out. But but it's something that was developed by literally the smartest people, by cryptographers. And I say that because for everything you're hearing in media and news, question the source. Question the source.
And somebody said Ethereum was a fork. All right, this is how I can describe a fork. For those of you who heard a hard fork, this is basically what a fork is. If you've ever seen a bunch of people at a church, and it's like 20% of the members are unhappy, and they leave and they start their own church, even if they try and call it the same name as the other church, that's two separate different things. They took what they believed and they went somewhere else. So with Ethereum or with Bitcoin or the people that have hard forked it, they took what they liked out of it and made a completely different blockchain, completely different name, and they forked off, sort of like on the road. So, so similar ideals, similar technology. However, small changes that those people want to see, they create their own. So that's basically all the fork is. And
just go back, I saw somebody ask, and they're like, what if bankers and basically state-backed cryptocurrencies come up? Mm-hmm. It's already happening. And that's what I think China's trying to do as well. I wouldn't be surprised if when Chinese exchanges came back on full time, they were owned by the government. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. But here's the part about that which is bad. Once again, I said, what are you willing to do for your freedom? And this is it right here. When it comes to Chinese citizens, for them to even allow their government to take down the exchange, to me is absurd. It's ludicrous. You have the majority of your population, the majority of the active population in the crypto community for this. Government, politicians, all these people are supposed to be for the people. Yeah. So basically, they're supposed to represent your interests. But instead, they're saying, well, it's in your interest, even though you like using this, we're going to ban this. Makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I guess it makes sense to them. This is how they've always worked. I've always said the reason Bitcoin will succeed is because bankers and governments would do what they've always done. They don't have a solution. They just do what they've always done. And if you look at history, China has been doing this to their own currency. You think they're not going to do it to a new currency? Come on, man. Right. So
this the Zelle app. I did see something about that.
Yeah, Zelle through whatever bank you have, Bank of America, Chase, whatever.
You did a video on it, right?
I did a video.
Yeah, he did a video on it, actually. We have a video up right here.
Local Bitcoins, yeah. You could use, there are a few people on Local Bitcoins that do it. If they don't know about it, you can introduce it to them. It's very simple with Local Bitcoins. Watch the video.
Yeah,
it goes literally, video. You can sell Bitcoins in like 30 minutes for a very small fee, based on your price. But pretty quick. If you need quick cash on the weekend when banks aren't open.
Yeah, so other than that, same old news. A couple more dinosaurs came out. There's one guy I saw. It's one guy that came out. Literally, he's some wealth management, hedge fund guy. He's done a great job at his 7%, 10% throughout the years. And he's like, he started trading crypto in July, and now they're quoting him already. I'm like, we got an expert since July. I was like, by my calculations, you should have lost some money already.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
Well, I mean, I will say a lot of these people don't believe really what they say. Even if they come on TV and say they made this, they made that, blah, blah. You can't verify it. You don't really know. All you can do is do your own research, watch the people you trust, and if it sounds like bull, it probably is for most people, because they just talk. I've seen people literally pop up 3 months ago and they're experts now, and I mean, to me, it's like there are no real. There's only a couple experts.
It's like 10 to 15 experts.
It's probably 10 to 15, but people are saying I'm an expert. I know everything there is to know about it. Yeah.
How could you? Why you didn't tell us about China this week?
Yeah, exactly.
So happy Friday. Of course, we're gonna give out the free Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and throw that in there now. Any ideas?
For the free Bitcoin this week?
For the free Bitcoin this week.
Let's see. Are you willing to give up your freedom?
Yeah, that's funny. We didn't even talk about this, and I actually had that written down. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Are you willing? Let's say, for instance, they say everybody who owns Bitcoin has to either turn it over or go to jail. Would you go to jail for Bitcoin, or would you move, or would you turn it over? Would you laugh?
Freedom isn't free.
Would you say, I don't know what you're talking about? Because, technically, if someone comes looking for your Bitcoin and you don't have it, I don't know exactly how people are going to confiscate it, but would you give up your freedom for it? Let's see.
Would you give up your freedom for Bitcoin? Yeah. Put that in quotations, yes or no, and tell us why. After the video on YouTube, in the comment section, and of course, the best one, somebody said house away, and of course, the best one we'll comment on, and we'll make sure you get that free Bitcoin. I mean, that's just. Oh, somebody asked about Verge. Real quick, Verge. I know this came out with their Wraith stuff. They have an awesome commercial, so it must be good. No, I'm just kidding. Seriously, Verge has a great community. I will say that about Verge, just off the top of my head. They have a huge community. They did a really big push. I think they were trying to get it on, was it on like Binance or something not too long ago?
Yeah.
I think they came in second place on one of them, so they didn't get it behind Stratus or whatever. But Verge does have a good community. I think without even doing of course you should do your own due diligence, but community is one of the big things I do look at, because it's hard to hide a lot from hundreds of thousands of people, thousands of people. It's hard to hide a lot of what they're doing. So
yeah, buy Verge, not advice.
I'm not gonna tell anybody to buy or what not to buy.
Tell anybody to buy anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But we got anything else?
That's all for this week. It's basically just China.
It's been China all week. Wish we had some more stuff.
Can't wait for Monday. Usually a great day for Bitcoin.
We did the best altcoins we buy yesterday with what was it? Ubik yesterday.
Ubik. Yeah. Another smart contract platform similar to Ethereum. So the guy, whoever or girl who was asking about Ethereum, you might want to look into Ubik. Right now it's around $1, $2 right now trading. And as far as utility, it solves the issues that Ethereum has. So if the issues that Ethereum had, which forced the fork, Ethereum Classic, which had the bug, all those things are supposedly solved with Ubik. So
all right, a few minutes. Crypto Q, what you want advice on? Go ahead. If you want advice on something, throw it out there right now. We'll throw a couple quick comments.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Who want to know something? Any Bitcoin crypto questions for the weekend? It's gonna be a good weekend. I'm telling you now. Don't go to sleep at the wheel this weekend.
Nah, it's gonna be exciting. Fireworks.
It's gonna be a lot of stuff's gonna happen in the market.
Probably won't leave the house.
You're probably right. It's a lot of stuff coming up, and yeah, can't wait to get back next week. Talk more crypto and Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. Bitcoin vegan. What's going on? Buy Bitcoin now. I would say yes to that always, but right now, Ashley, yes, buy Bitcoin now. Yesterday was the best day to buy it when that 3K mark. Yeah. Once again, to sum up the week, China was going crazy. Governments was going crazy. U.S. as well.
Jamie Dimon talking out his ass.
Jamie Dimon, a bunch of dinosaurs were talking crazy. Even in North Korea is mining Bitcoin. China's been mining Bitcoin. Yeah. To me, China and North Korea, like I said, they're neighbors, so they kind of work together on the low.
Yeah. Should be interested in Korea though.
Yeah. So yeah, crazy week for regulators. China, everybody's trying to kill Bitcoin, and even though everyone tried to kill Bitcoin this week, we saw the biggest drop in this price index in the history of it. Everyone tried to kill it, and Bitcoin still came out at $3,500, $3,600. That we have found the floor, people. The floor is 3K. Yeah. 3K to 3,500 is this floor, which means as we consolidate the next few weeks, expect a big jump. And after a couple more big jumps, we're taking off.
That was all good. Yeah, tell them to short it if they don't believe it.
Here we go. Hey, I tell all the dinosaurs, either short it or shut the hell up. Yeah. Like, seriously. Either short it or support it at this point. If not, you should just be quiet. It's not for you.
Shit, you should have said that. That's a good t-shirt.
Short it or support it. I like that.
Hey, don't steal it.
Hey, take care. Happy Friday, and we'll see you all next week. Oh, follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, at Kirby Crypto, KRBECRYPTO. Of course, we stream from Facebook Live as well, and we put it on our Facebook wall and on iGo Live at kingbless.com.
Oh, yeah.
Have a great one, and we'll try to take at least one Instagram picture this weekend.
Oh, yeah. All right. West Coast weekends.
Hey.